I'm here today with Angela Clarke, and we're going to have a conversation about bringing to an end her common law claim, which is part of her TAC world, but not the end of her TAC world for lots of different reasons. So, Angela, you want to say hello?
Hello.
Okay. So you've been in my world for some time, am I correct?
Yeah.
Your accident goes back to May 2007, am I right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit how your accident happened?
We were T-boned from an unlicensed driver teaching herself how to drive, and yeah, it was all downhill from there.
Okay. And you were a passenger in that car at the time?
Passenger, yeah.
And who was driving?
My mum.
Your mum. And in the world of TAC, they gave you some benefits and some support for medical expenses, am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And they're still giving you some of that to this day?
Yeah, some.
Yep. And then we thought about over time whether or not you should be entitled to compensation because you've suffered a serious injury. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. And if I recall correctly, we made that request quite a few years ago to TAC, and their response was no, you're not seriously injured.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
How did you feel about that response? Do you think they got it right?
Angry.
What was wrong about it? What didn't they understand?
There was seriously something wrong with me.
And what was seriously wrong with you? What was your ongoing major problem that you were having?
Pain in my hip.
In your hip?
It's just not getting any better. No one would believe me.
I think in fact you were constantly saying to me it was getting worse all the time.
Yeah.
And you were seeing an orthopedic surgeon, I think of Francis Ma.
Yes.
And he kept on saying, well, maybe we'll do this, and maybe we'll do that,
Yeah.
and maybe we'll fix it.
Yeah.
And you went through a couple of procedures for your hip? Different little operations for
Yeah.
them?
Little
Yeah.
operations first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they help?
No.
No. In fact, he eventually has given up on any more operations, at least for now.
Yes.
But you're thinking you may need more.
I now know I do.
You do need more.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we made the request to TAC for a serious injury certificate and their response was no, we advised you that it was worthwhile challenging that. Well, am I correct?
Yeah.
And we did,
Yeah.
right? And that's hard work. That required you to go to lots of medical exams,
Yeah.
lots of paperwork to do,
Yeah.
lots of seeing lawyers and going to meetings and looking at papers and answering lots of questions.
Yeah.
Hard road?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an easy one.
Stressful.
Yeah. How did we do during that process? Do you think we did okay for you in terms of
a lot
handling
of
the stress?
support.
Yeah. Okay. And at the end of the day, did you actually have to go to court to get your serious injury certificate?
No.
No. There came a point that we had a conference with TAC, and they accepted that you were seriously injured by that time.
Yeah.
And so they gave you your certificate,
Yeah.
though we're still waiting for it in the mail, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah.
Okay. And with the certificate, and with you being not responsible for this accident, we then had some discussions with TAC about the value of your claim. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And went to a conference,
Yeah.
and they made a value judgment, and they told you this was going to be our final position, and they made you an offer. Am I correct?
Yes.
And I think my recollection on the day is I told you that that offer was just a bit low.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see what we can do. That must have been pretty hard to tell you to wait some more. Am I right?
Yeah. A lot longer than I thought.
Yeah, because you're thinking, okay, I've got the certificate, they're making an offer, let's just bring this to an end.
Yeah.
And the difference between what they offered you at that conference and what they have finally offered you, and which we're going to accept, is it a good difference for you?
Yeah. Big difference.
It's a big difference. In fact, if I calculate correctly, from the time that they made their offer until that they have now given you a new offer, the value has increased by $75,000. Am I right?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money, for at least for me. Is that going to make a difference to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a lot of help when I'm older.
You're young. How old are you?
24.
24. So you've been with this problem since you were 7? No, now going back 15 years of age. Okay. And so the money that we get for you for compensation is going to take care of you for the rest of your life, so to speak. Okay. Well, I only have one or two more questions to ask, and one is, can you tell me a little bit about whether you think it was worthwhile to go through that process to get to what you finally achieved?
Yeah, I think so. Finally got what I think's deserved. to me after everything I've been through.
Yeah. And are you happy with the way our firm handled the matter?
Yeah, a lot of support. It's a long time, 10 years really. So yeah, really well. Very happy.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Angela. And that'll be all for today.